We are born into rhythms we never chose, raised on stories we didn't write, taught to follow paths already paved, but rarely told that the path was made by someone just like us. This is AfroSpark Echo, where ancient wisdom meets modern truth, where African insight dances with Stoic clarity, and where silence speaks louder than noise.
Freedom begins in your mind. Marcus Aurelius. The Stoics knew something most won't tell you. No one can free you but yourself. Not your past, not your pain, not even time. That means freedom isn't given, it's chosen. Every morning, every decision, every time you say no to fear. So ask yourself today, what part of your mind still needs liberation? Stillness is the foundation of action. Seneca. Most people think power comes from noise, but true strength grows in silence, like roots beneath the earth, like drums before they beat. If you want to move mountains, first learn how to sit with your thoughts. When was the last time you sat in silence and just listened to yourself?
Joy is not bought with gold. African proverb. We spend our lives chasing happiness as if it's somewhere out there. But joy is found where your feet stand, in what you already have. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. Start living from your purpose. That's where real joy lives. What do you already have? That brings you peace? Discipline is choosing between what you want now and what you want most. Unknown. Discipline doesn't look dramatic. It looks like doing the hard thing quietly, every day, even when no one sees. That early morning workout, that late night study session, that moment you choose growth. Again, what small choice today will change tomorrow? A tree is known by its fruit, a man by his deeds. African saying, you won't be remembered for what you said or what you owned, only for what you built and who you helped rise. Plant trees under whose shade you'll never sit, because legacy is about others. The truth will set you free, but first it will piss you off. Gloria Steinem. We spend our lives avoiding what hurts, but pain isn't the enemy. Denial is. Truth cuts, and only through the cut can healing begin. So ask yourself, what truth have you been running from? Because it's not going anywhere. It's waiting for you to be ready. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's acting in spite of it. Nelson Mandela. Most people think courage looks dramatic. It doesn't. It's showing up when no one's watching, speaking up when it's easier to stay silent, choosing growth over comfort, again and again. Real courage isn't loud. It's consistent. It's daily. It's yours. So ask yourself, what are you afraid of today? That's where your power begins. You think time is yours? It isn't. Seneca. Most people waste their days chasing urgency, while purpose slips through their fingers. You don't get life back, only what you choose to give it to. Don't wait for perfect timing. Create meaningful moments. Now, every second is borrowed. Spend it wisely. Ask yourself, what are you doing today that your future self will thank you for? If you are silent about your pain, they'll kill you and call it mercy. Alice Walker. They taught you to speak softly, to smile when you wanted to scream, to agree when you knew better. But silence isn't peace, it's suppression. Your voice isn't just sound, it's soul, it's resistance. It's your legacy speaking now. So ask yourself, what have you been holding inside that needs to be said? They never told you this truth about Echo. History repeats because no one listens. They taught you how to survive, but never how to return to yourself. They trained your hands to hustle, your back to bend, but left your mind noisy and your soul numb. You were given rules, not reasons. Silence, not story. Order, but no origin. And so you became good at pretending, smiling with cracked spirit, laughing with tired eyes, calling it life because no one told you what living really was. But some truths don't scream. They whisper. They wait. They live in the gaps. In the breath before the breakdown. In the stillness after the storm. And if you've ever felt the ache of something missing, even when everything looks fine, you've already heard it. The forgotten truth knocking quietly inside you. The elders used to say, "He who learns teaches," but you've become memory hoarder, collecting lessons and locking them away. Why? Because you confuse silence for safety. But silence kept too long becomes a grave. True wisdom doesn't hide. It flows. It feeds. It frees. The fire in you was never meant to warm just you. Still you live trapped in battles no one sees. You say the world is cruel, but often the harshest enemy wears your face. The ancient ones knew. When there is no enemy within, the enemies outside cannot harm you. The war is not out there. It's in the stories you replay, the fears you feed, the mirrors you refuse to meet. Until you confront yourself, you will call everything else the problem. And when pain comes, as it always does, you think it's punishment. But the ones who came before knew. Smooth seas do not make skillful sailors. Ancestors nodded in agreement. You weren't sent into the storm to drown. You were sent to remember you were the wind. Each wound is a scar carved into the wood of your becoming. Don't hide it, honor it. The journey home begins with truth, not filtered truth, the raw kind. The kind that makes your knees shake and your breath stop. To know others is clever. To know yourself is power. But to tell yourself the truth, that is liberation. Stop blaming the drum. He who cannot dance says the drum is bad. But it's not the beat. It's your refusal to move, let go of the lies, the masks, the false comfort of being stuck. The obstacle isn't blocking your path. The obstacle is the path. Fear is not warning you. It's wooing you into a quiet, well-decorated prison. It borrows your voice and sells it back to you in whispers. You think you're protecting yourself. You're really just standing still. The Stoics taught we suffer more in imagination than in reality. And the elders, they said, not everything the eye sees is true. The question is, do you trust your fear more than your fire? So why didn't they tell you this? Maybe they didn't know. Maybe they were afraid. Or maybe they were waiting for a soul like yours to remember, to hear the old rhythm beneath modern noise, to carry the forgotten drumbeat back into the world. Because once you know this truth, you can't unknow it. And once you've been set on fire, you either burn or light the path for someone else. So tell me, will you be the silence or the spark?